Good morning, Earth Angels. Had an interesting healing session with an Earth Angel last night. Nisroc showed up. He is an angel of freedom, and he helps us with powerful emotional states. He helps us with essentially all forms of being free on this kind of dangerous earth plane that we're on. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the glasses, and I'm going to go to my favorite angel oracle, Angel Blessings by Kimberly Maroney, and we're going to do a quick excerpt from Nisroc's reading. Full breath in, buckle up. Denied feelings form blocks in the ability of our nervous system to receive and experience the ecstasy and rapture that are the result of union with the eternal. Going right on in. Nisroc carries the power to uncover deep feelings that you don't even know exist, the bars of your self-made prison. The emotional baggage results in fixed opinions and judgments about how life should be and how you should behave. Break free. Unwanted circumstances are often an opportunity to notice a judgment or a fixed belief that is ready to go. The key to releasing these judgments is through your feelings. Be willing to retrieve these repressed memories of abuse and betrayal. Be willing to deeply feel the impact inside yourself. Where do you feel it in your body? If you are afraid to feel it deeply, ask for courage and strength. Once you are willing to stop denying pain and face it, God can send transforming love to heal your broken heart and body. When pain and judgment leave, you have the opportunity to fill the space with love, creativity, peace, or whatever quality you desire. Thank you, Nisroc. Coming up with a little bit of gratitude for that. So the way that Nisroc showed up last night, working with a classic Earth Angel, bright spirit, big open heart, big energy field, feels deeply. Part of feeling deeply means that she can get overwhelmed sometimes, especially when there's too much. And so the overwhelm aspect is where Nisroc came in. She is on an evolutionary arc, possibly like you are, possibly like I am, where the more intensely we feel, we're doing exactly what Nisroc talks about. We're burning up the illusions, we're burning up the restrictions that keep us from experiencing the divine fully. So more of this, please. And try not to kill us in the process. So back to the story at hand. If you can, just bring in a little bit enough of the pain she was in. She was completely overwhelmed by versions of betrayal and abandonment. Some family stuff had triggered her, and she was completely washed out. If you're a new empath, or if you have an unregulated nervous system, one of my favorite ways to deal with intense emotional states is to use the surf practice or metaphor. Consider whatever's coming at you to be a big wave, and you want to ride the wave as skillfully as you can. If it crashes on top of you, it's going to hurt, it's going to be chaotic, it's going to be painful. Sometimes you want to let the wave pass, just flow through, and you just bob up and down, let it go. And other times you want to surf the wave, you want to find it. And that's where a lot of our spiritual evolution comes in. If you can find the sweet spot of protecting yourself from the pain and feeling it fully, often you'll do a massive or a wonderful spiritual expansion. Remember, one of our goals are healing, growth, and expansion, thriving, sometimes some service. When you're riding the wave properly, you end up doing all of those things. And so her point at this point yesterday was the waves were coming in too many different directions, and it wasn't just one wave. And so her ability to skillfully surf one wave is good. Her ability to surf waves that are coming down and up and from the side and swirling and exploding, she's not quite there yet. And so if you're a human as well as an earth angel, then sometimes we want to tease out some of the influences that are hitting us. And so very specifically, it's kind of like a classic New Age smorgasbord of stuff that was crashing over her. There was ancestral stuff. There was past life stuff. There was other people's stuff. There was hurt child stuff. There was unresolved from her own. And most significantly, she's a sin eater. And so if you think of Mother Mary, who has an ability to kind of transmute the pain of the world or the pain of anybody that finds that magic or finds that sanctity, a lot of people do versions of that. And kind of the unskillful version of that is as a martyr or a martyr complex where you're suffering. And somewhere in between, you're learning between how do I do this as a master and how do I do this as a schmuck. And there are times when no matter what quality of sin eater you are, if you're an avatar of Mother Mary, at some point you need to drop that practice. And you need to recognize that it's just part of your humanity, it's part of your freedom, it's part of your choice to say, this isn't for me right now. So, of those four things that I mentioned, the past life, the ancestral, the other people's stuff, we have practices to deal with all those things, but they're not the focus of today. For today, if you are a sin eater who is not rocking it, who is not riding your wave properly, who is not skillfully doing that practice, that very lovely practice, by the way, then what you might want to consider is the practice that Nisroc offered her. And I came to this practice, we'll start with, for her, the invocation or the mantra was mine and only mine. And so picture yourself where you have waves coming from every direction, making it impossible to skillfully act in any one given moment, in the present moment. And you say, and you intend, and you pray, mine and only mine, mine and only mine, mine and only mine, until you just have one wave. And then you do your practice and you surf and you transmute the unwanted circumstance and you do all those wonderful things that you know how to do when you're in your skillful, present, not completely tossed about self. And that's the arc. We come awake, we find stuff that we can transmute, we find stuff that we can heal, and we do it. And we find stuff that we can't, we either protect ourselves or we figure out how to. I came to the exact same place where mine and only mine got her through an observer practice. Back when I was stuck in my head, I was doing, and this is for empaths. And so I was an untrained empath at one point, and I was feeling a lot of other people's stuff. And about 10,000 times I had to do the practice of, is this mine? So that's a discernment practice. And if I'm feeling stuff, then, it may not be mine. And sometimes if you're feeling stuff, there's information involved. Sometimes there's some utility. Sometimes it's pointing to unresolved stuff in you. And sometimes it's just stuff that you can put up a boundary, put up a barrier, access your freedom, thank you, Nisroc, and move on. And so for me, that practice, the first practice, if I'm feeling something that I suspect may not be mine, I ask, is this mine? And I'll get a yes or a no or kind of a percentage. It's some yours, it's a lot of somebody else's. And then I go to the practice, the mental practice and the invocation and the prayer of, I release that which is not mine. And so if you've done this 100 times, then just watch with gratitude. If you've done it with 10,000 times, then perhaps you should help somebody else do it. But for right now, if you have anything in your field that doesn't belong, please join me in the little invocation, I release that which is not mine. And you can add for the highest and best of all concerned. You can add with ease and grace. You can add with joy and delight. You can add anything you want. But where the rubber hits the road is I release that which is not mine, or returning if you prefer, mine and only mine, mine and only mine. Yes, there you go. And so for people new to working with angels, Nisroc showed some inspiration in this instance. He showed some clarity, and he helped point a direction where our free will could come in, our ability to access grace, our innate divinity, our inherent healing systems, our inherent ability to grow and evolve. And so gratitude. And if any of this serves you, then by all means make use of it. And please be as free as you can be. Peace.